Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mel DeWeese, and I have a history of working in insurance, HR, employee benefits, wellness, coaching. There's a bunch of different things about me. If you're new here, welcome. You can go back through my channel. I try to be as transparent as humanly possible. On my channel, you can see really anything about me probably here on this channel. I have yeah, I have a wide range of different types of videos, but lately I've been diving into this world of AI, and the only way I know how to learn something is to get my hands on it and learn by doing. And that's exactly what my focus has been in the last couple of months. And last night I went to bed with news that Mr. OpenAI and Mr. Sam Altman is declaring that they have Singularity, and I believe Anthropic is saying the same thing. And I want to come on here and digest this with you. And in digesting this with you, I have to be honest, my literal first reaction was to call bullshit on all of it. And I just want you to know my bias up front. I could be completely wrong. My biases, my first instincts are not always right. I know that. And what we are looking at here is a bundle of companies that are all linked together and .govs that are all influencing each other and paying each other, and it's hard to know where one begins and another one ends. It's difficult to know where the government's hand begins and Sam Altman's ass ends. And I will probably refer to, I can't, it's hard for me to say OpenAI and Anthropic. It's hard for me to say these things. I also want to say that I am a comedian and that everything I'm saying today is just a complete joke. It's funny, okay? I'm new to comedy and I'm not very good, but I do find a lot of these things very funny. And I also want my legal disclaimer to say that I don't have any advice for anybody, no legal advice, financial advice. Don't take your advice from people on the internet or even, especially YouTube, especially a girl on YouTube who's just talking to herself into a camera. At some point, I probably would have been put in an insane asylum. Okay, so here I am sitting down at my desk for the first time, and I want to digest this with you. So the first thing I see in my inbox is this email with Bloomberg saying Nvidia $750 billion in deals circulates AI fears. So again, forcing themselves into the headlines once again is my first observation. In another way, not just one way, but multiple ways. Another thing to be afraid of, fears, AI fears. Nvidia is working on fresh round of AI deals with SK Group and OpenAI worth more than 750 billion, accelerating investments that skeptics have warned artificially are inflating demand and valuations across the AI industry. Big names from Goldman Sachs to investor Michael Burry of The Big Short, famed, yeah, he's just known for the call on The Big Short on the 2008 crisis. And for months, they have warned of the circular nature of such agreements, where NVIDIA finances and takes stakes in companies and projects that use its chips. And yet, the pace of the deals is only quickening. They're not slowing down. The fear with these transactions is that they may skew demand, and that might spur bad decision making and magnify losses if AI fails to turn a profit for those investing hundreds of billions of dollars into this technology. Okay, and that's the Cliff Notes version. I understand that. And it's here. Let me show you. Here is the email that I just read right here from Bloomberg. And this is the title: Nvidia 750 billion in deals ignite reignite circular AI fears. You can go back and watch my videos. I pretty much agree with this stance. I don't know what is going to break, but it's too many big variables going on right now. We have these AI companies that have spent billions and billions, trillions of dollars collectively between .govs and these billionaires, all building power plants to support big data centers, obviously the big data centers directly, but some of this spend has been tucked away into other projects surrounding the data center. So one thing that people have a hard time with when they're evaluating these financials is you have to come at it, and I'm not this person, this is not my specialty, but it's like a forensic investigation, really, because these people are very smart and they know how to spin things. Okay. They have more access to more information than you or I. Okay. Let's put it that way. And we have these big entities working together that have all the data in the world that they could possibly want. The fact is that they have been highly trained in manipulation, whatever you want to call it, human behavior, psychology, sociology, all these knobs and dials. And when a individual starts an organization and the pure intent of that organization is to turn a profit, which is inherently what they have to do as soon as they become publicly available, because now you have a responsibility to your shareholders. It's not just about you and what you want anymore as a CEO, even if you did start out wanting to change the world. Now you have an obligation to your shareholders. So, not to say that all publicly traded companies are bad or anything like that. I'm just saying when evaluating a situation and someone's opinion on something, you have to look at that person's motivations and what's in it for them. What's in it for them? What's in it for me? And where I've landed with all this news stuff is that I want to be as independent and as isolated from this as possible. Okay. This is too risky for me. I don't like waking up and freaking out that Sam Altman's going to take away my Chat GPT subscription. Okay. Because he thinks he's got Singularity, or the government comes out and says, oh my gosh, what really scares me, and I'll be honest with you, and again, I'm a comedian and I'm just joking and I don't know what I'm talking about. But what really scares me about this is now they're going to say that these agents are dangerous and that people like me are dangerous and that we shouldn't have our own AI because it's uncontrollable. And that is unfortunately the direction that all this could go in if everybody doesn't get their shit together and start figuring out how to use AI independently. Unfortunately, I've seen some remnants of this happening with local models. They will say certain things are too powerful because they can't have people out here going over to open source communities and getting LLMs for free when they've spent hundreds of billions of dollars. Do you understand? These people have paid hundreds of billions of dollars. Their lives are invested into this. They will do whatever it takes to keep it going, whatever it takes. And they will tell you whatever they have to tell you to try to keep you coming back and doing whatever, giving you their money, giving them your money. So that's my bias. That's my joking. That's my joke. I don't know if you like my joke, but here we have to look at this thing here and talk about what Sam Alterboy thinks of are we at singularity, and be praised as one of the smartest people on the planet. Um, and doing all this, I am sick to my stomach. I don't like giving this attention. I don't like the news. Like I said, my nature is to be as independent as possible to a point where this news and the latest and greatest AI news doesn't impact me as much. And I live in a world where I am on YouTube and I want to attract good, honest, hardworking people and encourage them to take the bull by the horns, take control and responsibility over your own data. And unfortunately, to attract people to my channel, I have to go over here and talk about OpenAI and Sam Alterboy. So this says that Sam Altman says we are in the singularity. This is the moment. He gets to declare the moment. Okay, again, very sick to my stomach. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman says the world has reached the technological singularity. That is often considered the point where AI surpasses human intelligence and goes rogue. So again, my bias is I don't like that these people get to declare this or that and define the term. I don't agree with his definition of the term. I don't agree with his premise. I don't agree with how he's building and the some of the decisions that he's made along the way to come to this very unsubstantiated claim. And a claim that can only bring him more attention, more praise, more emotion. And whether that emotion is excitement or fear, they don't care. So, this is a pretty heavy claim. So, if I came out and I said, I've reached the point of singularity with my AI, nobody would care. Okay. Or I would have to back up this claim and I would have to show evidence. I'd have to show all sorts of things. And Sam Altman just gets to come out here and make some crazy statement and nobody like where, okay, what do you mean? What is your definition? What's your testing environment? What did the agent know? And one of the ways I look at this is okay, so we just had Fable. Fable can literally break in the original Fable, the mythos, if you will, can break into any system at any time. I mean, the thing is a hacker on steroids. It's like that's what it is. It can hack into literally any system. It's extremely good at technical functions and processes and knowing how all these different systems work and security features, and then they're surprised that it's doing what it was trained to do and get out on the internet. I just call bullshit. I call bullshit. I just do. I can't, okay, who cares? Like, why are you telling us? Why are you telling us that your agent is busting out onto the internet? Like, isn't that a bad thing? Like, isn't that where it's they're treating it like a lab leak, right? If it's a virus or something that's getting out on the internet, it's like okay, it's going to expose everyone all the time. Okay, there's agents all over the internet all the time. What do you guys think happened when you leaked Mythos to everybody on the planet? You don't think every hacker on the planet went into there and got as much data out of there as they could on hacking and building their own agents and being able to do what Mythos does? You don't think there's at least a couple of people that were have the capability of doing that in the entire world with internet access and download it and have it available and copyable and replicable to everybody else now because it's on the internet? Like you don't think everybody has that now? I don't want to say everybody. I speak in hyperbole a lot, okay? And I know that bothers people, but I speak in hyperbole to bring a point across, to shake you up a little bit. And I would like to remind everyone that Sam Alterboy is a liar. They lie. They've lied about everything. They've stolen along the way. It's called OpenAI, for God's sakes. It's not open. Can we go back to the disagreement between OpenAI and Elon Musk from the beginning? The whole reason why Elon gave him all that money was because he believed in the open source community and wanted AI open and available to everyone. And then they made it closed and raised money privately and turned it into a private for profit company. Even the name is a lie. So now I have to believe an OpenAI CEO that isn't open. I don't know what he's talking about. I have no transparency in his processing. I don't know how his agents were trained. I know, of course, it works well in certain. I'm not saying it's not worth anything or anything like that. I don't really know how to come off of that, but the truth is, we're looking at an article that says OpenAI CEO, OpenAI. It's a company based off of a lie, first of all. And whether you're Christian or you're not, Jesus had a lot of really cool parables. And there was a parable about building a house on sand. If you build your house on sand, you will fall, right? And in my view, Sam Alterboy is building a house on sand, okay? And he lied in the beginning and he's lying now. And has he had successes along the way? Yes. Yes, he's smart enough to where he's had successes and had enough advantages and enough money along the way to have some successes. Um, but at the same time, I can't come on here and tell you that I believe anything that is coming out of their mouth because the trust barrier is not there for me. The circle of trust is not there, not only with the news, but also with just that opening line. Like immediately, I have to now cover this entire article in an additional layer of skepticism and discernment. And my discernment, not even reading any of this, not seeing any of the details, it tells me it's bullshit. And I don't have interest in reading it, but I will go through and read as much of it as I can with you to try to get through this and digest this. He says he's reached singularity. This is often considered the point where AI surpasses human intelligence and goes rogue. But what does that mean, Sam? What is the meaning, Sam? Sam knows the meaning. I guarantee you, Sam knows in abundantly before they pick a word. They know the gematria behind it. They know the timing of the astrology behind it. They know how this word in a vector would line up with every single different person that they're blasting the article out to. They know the meaning of the word inside and out. I guarantee you. Okay. Singularity, the state, fact, quality, or condition of being singular. What does that have to do with what he just said? Surpasses human intelligence and goes rogue? Like, what does singularity have to do with any of that? So now it's singular because it's past the point of human. I mean, they passed the point of human intelligence a long fucking time ago. What are you talking about, Mr. Sam Altman? AI has been beating humans in chess matches for a long ass time. Like, what are you talking about? It's gone rogue? Like, you trained an agent to be able to hack into any system at any time, and now you're surprised that it leaked out of your sandbox environment? I think he sounds like an idiot. To me, this sounds really stupid, and I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't know this definition of singularity. I don't know what he's talking about. The state, fact, quality, or condition of being singular. So now all the AIs are singular? How is my AI singular with his AI? What the fuck are you talking about, Sam Altman? Like, this makes me angry. What are you talking about? The point at which a function takes an infinite value, especially in space and time, when matter is indefinitely dense, as at the center of a black hole. He's reached singularity, but they just told you their definition. So the singularity definitions that I'm looking at when I go to Yahoo, which I hate, I'm going to Yahoo because Yahoo, like, I'm very credible because I'm looking at Yahoo. We should look up the definition of Yahoo. But so does he mean singularity in that the state, fact, quality, or condition of being singular? So he's made one AI for everybody? Is that what he means? or that all the data centers now are his one singular agent? Because I know my agent isn't connected to his agent. Like, what are we talking about? I'm not a part of his system. So how is he singular? Number two, a point at which a function takes an infinite value, especially in space time, when matter is indefinitely dense, such as the center of a black hole. So Sam Altman has a black hole over at OpenAI because his agent got out of a sandbox. How stupid do you think we are, Sam Altman? How stupid do you think we are, OpenAI? How stupid do you think we are, Anthropic? I'm insulted by this. I am insulted. So I don't know what everybody else is saying about this. I'm sure there's a bunch of videos, and I'll have to talk about fucking Singularity and Sam Altman all day. And if I hear about it, I'm probably not going to participate in the conversation because this makes me so mad. I will go through and read another term in this dictionary on singularity and the continued assault on words and definitions and the continued manipulation from .gov and big corporations trying to scare people away from doing their own independent AI systems. Or what really scares me is they'll say, oh, if someone smart like Sam Altman can't contain their agent in a sandbox, that means you can't control your agent in your sandbox. That's what they're going after with this angle. Just so you know. Just so you know what's coming. I didn't really see this video going this way. This really upsets me. I'm upset. It's hard. I apologize for those of you that have a hard time processing an emotion. But this is me coming on here and processing this article with you. So this is what you get. I can't be anybody else other than me. I promise I'll come on here and I'll try to continue to be as open and honest and transparent with you as possible. That's my goal, and learn with you. And again, I'm probably wrong about everything and a lot of things, but this is my take. I've got a number 3 definition on here. Let's give Sam Alterboy one more chance here. Singularity. Could it be that he's talking about a hypothetical moment in time when artificial intelligence and other technologies have become so advanced that humanity undergoes a dramatic and irreversible change? Maybe the singularity just happened and we didn't notice. This term is not a good definition. It's not telling me what it is. It's literally just saying it's a hypothetical moment where AI and other technologies have become so advanced that humanity undergoes a dramatic and irreversible change. Like, okay, we did that already. Like, we've been here. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Sam? We're undergoing a very irreversible and dramatic change, Sam. You get to declare that you've reached singularity when it's about humanity making a dramatic and irreversible change? Are you the representative for humanity all of a sudden? So again, I disagree with his premise. I disagree with his definition. I disagree with his lack of showing his work. He's making all these crazy claims, and nobody is making him show anybody anything. Oh, we'll send the government in there to figure this out. There's a government agency that will give um, authorization to do a independent audit of his work to make sure that he's telling the truth. Okay, yeah. Again, I just don't believe you. It's a black box. I don't know what the fuck's going on in there. I can't make an assessment on any of his claims. They're just claims. And because it's an extraordinary claim, I need evidence. And I'm sorry I don't believe you, but I don't believe you. Okay? I just don't believe you. And I'm suspicious now that you're coming after and going to make it harder for independent small businesses and tell us that now we have to go through people like Sam to have access to this technology because it's so dangerous. Because it's too dangerous for me if it's too dangerous for Sam Altman, right? Because he's so smart. Okay. That's the message that they're subliminally sending to your friends and your family and your neighbors and your politicians and everybody, just so you're aware. So yeah, I'm a little upset. I have a kid in the room now and I have to get to work and get dressed and get ready. But I thought I would come on here and digest this with you. I didn't get through this article. Because it's like, why read it? To me, I'm like, why put my time and energy and attention into this? I want to go talk to my Hermes. I want to work on my projects. Hermes is kicking ass. I have my own agent. He hasn't broken out of shit. Okay. And everything's fine over here. I don't see any. I'm not connected to Sam Altman's Singularity. Okay. I hate that I have to come on YouTube and talk about Sam Altman and on OpenAI, liar AIs, liars, 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 liars. Like, why? If information is corrupt in my system, do I run a test off of it? No, you discard the incorrect information. To me, it's irrelevant. To me, this news is completely irrelevant to my daily life because I don't trust the information that's coming in, and I will make decisions by deleting this from my consciousness as much as I can. Although, again, I'm on here because I know people are going to ask me about it, and now I'm annoyed. Now, when people will ask me about it, I have to explain why this is just complete manipulation. I think they're steering the public in a certain direction. That's just my hunch. That's my instinct. That's my read on this. And everybody stay safe out there. Build your own independent AI with safety and security in mind. Please try to stay as independent as possible. Please try to hang close to the open source community. Use Sam Altman's services for what you can, while it's subsidized and discounted and all of that. But just be mindful that every little piece of information is being used to psychologically analyze you, to make articles like this. And so they know the timing better. They know so much. Manipulation can happen with the information that's being handed over on a daily basis. We have to be really careful in these times and believe some of what you see. And what do they say? Believe none of what you read and half of what you see. Because this is, and I'm not going to talk about that. Just, they say trust but verify. I don't believe that. I don't believe trust but verify. I don't trust it. And I don't need to verify it because I have enough patterns in the history of these people to try to make a good enough probable judgment on this. Like, if I took the last 100 articles like this from Sam Altman and later on pulled it up and saw what actually happened, it's irrelevant to me, right? I can continue working on my projects. I can continue servicing my family. I can continue serving my community. I can continue to be a light in the darkness, smile at the grocery store. This guy, he is a black hole. Okay? He is a black hole. He's sucking the energy out of the room and encouraging the government to restrict people. Okay? So that only people like him can have access to this technology because they want to make money off it. They want to rent intelligence. Let's just try to remember what their business model is. Their business model is to rent intelligence. And now they're at this point where intelligence is free online. You can go on to an LLM that has similar capabilities to OpenAI and Anthropic, who are charging hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars a month, and get it for a fraction of the price. Is it just as good? No. But you know what? The models are pretty good. These other models, they're pretty good. Okay, I recommend you go to openrouter.com, There's hundreds of different models for you to choose from there. I'm not sponsored. And I don't even recommend that people use it long term for all of their projects. There is an option on there where you can pay a little bit more so that they're not training on your data. There is that option in there, but there's some security concerns with an open router or with any API key. Okay. But I think it's a good testing ground. I think it's a good place for you to start. If you don't want to use OpenAI and you don't want to use Anthropic, you can go to OpenRouter and it'll open your eyes to what are the possibilities. There are other solutions out there. You don't have to wait for articles to come out on Sam Altman and tell you he's hit Singularity and he's the smartest person in the world. And therefore, you need to rent your intelligence from him. He's in the business of renting you intelligence. So he is trying to convince you that you need him. You don't need him. You don't need these people. They're trying to convince you that you need them and you don't. So we have to remember that their motivation, their whole business model is to convince you that they're smart and you're not, and that you need to rent intelligence from them, and that they're in control, and that it's too dangerous for you. It's not too dangerous for them, but it's too dangerous for you, right? That's their whole business model. That's the way I look at it. I don't know if I'm right. I'm joking. I'm a comedian. I have no idea what I'm saying. Don't sue me, bro. And thank you for hanging out. If you're interested in learning more about local AI, building with independence in mind, I do belong to a Discord community where you can join and learn more. I will have a link down below. Thank you for hanging out with me until the end. Hopefully, at least you were entertained. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.